What's going on, everybody? It's I again, and it's I again. Oh, how proper. It's about dinner time, and I'm going to try something I have been wondering about for quite some time. I found these at my local Walmart. Not the brand I was looking for, but hey, that's okay. It's angel hair Shirataki noodles. If you haven't heard of Shirataki noodles are not pasta in the traditional sense. These are made from konjac root. If you look at it, it looks like it's pronounced konjac, Konjac. But it's a root, a plant, and a root. And they cut it into this pasta-looking deal. And the thing is, it's not like your average pasta where you just boil some water, throw it in, boil it, and it's done. This takes a couple of steps. Number one, you got to rinse it real good. They say 15 seconds, but they say the longer you rinse it, the better, because it's packed in a liquid that gives it kind of a fishy smell. Although no fish are involved in this, there's no fish involved whatsoever, but it does have like a fishy smell and it's an overbearing taste. So you want to rinse that stuff off real good. I'm going to do probably a minute worth of rinsing. Then you take the rinsed product and put it in a dry pan. No oil. A dry pan on medium heat. And you pan dry them. And when the water starts to evaporate, and then you can tell it's pretty much done when you start hearing a squeaky sound. It takes maybe 2 minutes. So in comparison to pasta that takes anywhere from 9 to 12 minutes, it's a faster dish, but there's 2 more utensils used, a pot and a pan, and a colander to strain. Whereas with regular pasta, it's just a pot and the colander to strain the pasta. So keep that in mind. But, and they say the longer that you pan dry it, the more of a pasta texture it has. So that's what I'm looking for, is the pasta texture and very little remnants of the flavor. I've also heard that using a tomato sauce with it, a tomato-based sauce, is acidic and it brings out some of the not so pleasant flavors. So to use a cream sauce like an Alfredo, which I was going to do anyway because Alfredo is lower in carbs than a tomato-based sauce. So the total carbohydrates, remember I said when you take your total carbs, you have to subtract your fiber and any sugar, alcohol from that number, and that's your net carbs. Sometimes I think people label these a little differently, because according to this, it has a total carbohydrate number of 4 grams, and then the dietary fiber is 4 grams. Now, if I was doing this the traditional mathematical way, this would be 0 grams of carbs, but I know it has some carbs in it. So I'm going to go ahead and lean towards 4 just to be safe. And it's per serving, and there's about 2 servings per package. So for this whole package, it's like 8 grams of carbs. If you want your pasta fix, this might be it. I don't know. 20 calories per serving. So I'm going to go fix this up right quick, and I will be back momentarily. Probably do something with this mop on my head too. And it's gluten-free, it's vegan-friendly, non-GMO, and a good source of fiber. Hey, nature looks out for you, man. So, I'll be back, guys. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and had a few little interruptions here and there. It took me a little longer to get back here than I wanted to, but I just made these. And by the way, I said I got a brand that I wasn't looking for, but I thought the little logo that said Angel Hair was the brand, and up above it, it said Miracle Noodle, which is one of the brands I've been wanting to try. It's just a different packaging. Plus, I heard Miracle Noodle was supposed to be in the refrigerated section. This was up on the shelves. Maybe they did something different. I don't know. I don't know how long these things have been around. So maybe they're doing something a little bit different. But here it goes. Shirataki noodles made from cognac root. And I just used a little, semi-generously amount of, I laid on some Alfredo sauce. I'd probably put about, 8 grams worth of carbs with the sauce. But pan fried it and everything. Plus, on the instructions on the bag, it said to rinse and then pan fry. There was no instruction for parboiling. So I'm going by what I saw in the videos. Everybody parboiled theirs. I parboiled mine for about a minute. Get some good heat on there, and then I pan fried it. And sure enough, it did the little squeaking thing and stuff, and I just kept tossing it around. You don't want to let it set. You don't want it to burn. But it doesn't stick, so no oil. Do not use oil on these. And here it goes, man. I'd like to try a little bit less than this, but it's all clumped together. When I took it out of the bag and I was rinsing it, it felt like I was handling rubber bands. But now that I've parboiled it and pan fried it and put sauce on it, it's just like eating hot rubber bands. It's got a pretty rubbery consistency, but it's not terrible. I mean, nobody's going to give you this and you're going to say, hey, I can't eat this pasta, I'm on a low-carb diet. No, you're going to know it's not pasta. But, is it good? Yeah. I just put a little sauce in it, but if you try it, let me recommend maybe adding a little salt to the water, just a little bit, because it is very bland, mega bland. Ghetto rules apply, y'all. Ain't nothing hot sauce on the other. That's that, the Louisiana sweet heat with honey. Let's see how that fares. Mix that around a little bit. Yes! Get all that pasta. Pink. Just for flavor, people. We don't want to overdo anything. That's pretty good. Still, you can't get over that rubbery consistency. It's pretty rubbery. They say the longer you pan fry it, the longer you dry it out in the pan, the more of a pasta consistency it has. I only did it for maybe 2 to 2.5 minutes, which is the recommended time. Maybe if I did it for 4 or 5. But I was getting real impatient about this video, man. Too many people coming in, too many interruptions. I thought I had the house to myself for another hour and a half. No. When you first taste it, when you first eat it, when I first eat it, it reminds me of the rice noodles they have at the buffets, and the Chinese buffets, the real thin noodles. That's what it reminds me of. But then you chew it and it's like rubbery. This is all plant-based. Gone. I had no problem eating it. Would it satisfy my need for pasta? I'm going to say yes. It has that, in your mind, it has kind of that pasta feel to it. And it's pretty filling, pretty satisfying. High in fiber. You don't have to worry about it clogging you up. Just gotta find. I have to find a sauce that's lower in carbs than the Alfredo sauce that I had on hand, because that one's 4 grams for 2 tablespoons, and I think I put about 4, maybe 5 tablespoons worth on this pasta. So it wasn't enough to really flavor it like I wanted to. But then again, I had to watch the carb count, because what's the point of getting a low carb dish, a total pasta replacement, and then you're going to drown it in carbs anyway? I mean, you know what I mean? So, got to kind of watch that. Maybe next time if I make it again, and I'm pretty sure I will because I got 2 more packages of it, I might try something a little different. Maybe throw some butter in it, melt that up in there. A little salt and pepper. Sounds about right. Yeah, and I did do something with the mop, see? A little different. It is the same day, trust me. I said I was going to do something with the hair, and I did. But, Miracle Noodle Angel Hair. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a fair 7. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm trying to lean more towards vegetables anyway, and there's a good way to do it. Like the spaghetti squash. I see people making spaghetti dishes out of that all the time, and it's squash. I have to try that soon as well. Maybe some eggplant parmesan to go with it. Well, like I said, I'm not turning into a vegetarian or a vegan. I'm just trying to find alternates to what I usually eat, which is pretty hypocritical of me, because I'm always dogging on the vegans for making their, tofu, chorizo, and their not dogs. It's like a tofu-based soy hot dog with no meat in it. And I'm like, hey man, if your food is so good, quit trying to make it look like my food. But here I am trying to make their food look like mine. So, I'll fight them. Yeah. But yeah, I give it a 7. It costs about $2.40 for the package. There's 2 servings in there. If you're not so inclined to eat the whole thing, you want to make half the package, you can do that. They say to put it back in the bag, refrigerate it, eat it within 2 days. Those are the rules. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll have something new coming up real soon, maybe for lunch tomorrow. I do have something planned. We'll see what happens. But till then, guys, take care. I'd like to try these Shirataki noodles in like a soup of sorts, just the broth, because I know they make a miso broth that I can put in there, and that would be kind of cool, right? And they make like a ramen without the ramen part. As long as it's low sodium, gotta watch that sodium. So until next time, guys, take care. Thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you all real soon.